right? And so you can operate on that fear, control it, chase it away, rationalize it, and so on. That is you doing something about that fear, right? That's the way we generally observe. In that, there is a division, the me and the fear. So there is conflict in that division, right? Whereas if you observe that fear is you, you are not different from that fear. I wonder if you get this. This is really, if you once grasp the principle of this, that the observer is the observed, that the person who says, I am observing, then he is separating himself from that which he is observing, whereas the fact is, the observer is that fear. Therefore, there is no division between the observer and the fear. Right? That's a fact. Then what takes place? Let's first hold it for a minute. Are you all following all this? As we said, are we observing fear through the process of memory, which is recognition, the naming, right? From that, the tradition says control it. The tradition says run away from it. The tradition says do something about it so that you are not frightened. So the tradition has educated us to say that we, the me, is different from fear. Right? So can you be free of that tradition and observe that fear? That is, observe without the thought that has remembered that reaction which has been called fear in the past. It requires great attention. You understand? It requires skill in observation. That is also part of yoga. You understand? It's not merely doing exercise, which is not yoga at all. But the skill in observation, that is, in observing there is only pure perception, not the interpretation of that perception by thought. You understand all this? Please do it as we are talking about it. That is, then, what is fear? You understand? Now I observed that someone threatening the belief that I hold, the experience that I cling to, the thing, the saying I have achieved, and someone threatens it. And therefore the fear arises. In observing that fear, we have explained it, we have come to the point when you observe without the division, right? Now, the next question is, what is fear? You're following me? What is fear? Fear of the dark, fear of husband, wife, girl, whatever it is. Fear, artificial and actual, and so on. What is fear? Apart from the word is not the thing, right? Please, one must recognize this very deeply. The word is not the thing. Right? May I go on? May we go on? So, what is that which we call fear without the word? Or the word creates the fear? Are you interested in all this? Because if the word creates the fear, the word being this recognition of something that has happened before, which has a word has been given to something that has happened before, which we've called fear. So the word becomes important, right? Like the Englishman, the Frenchman, the Russian. The word is tremendously important for most of us. But the word is not the thing, right? So what is fear? Apart from the various expressions of fear, the root of it. Because then if you can find the root of it, then unconscious and conscious fears can be understood. The root. Moment you have a perception of the root, conscious mind and the unconscious mind have no importance. They're the perception of it. Right? What is the root of fear? Fear of yesterday, of 1,000 yesterdays. Fear of tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow, death, not for you. Or the fear of something that has happened in the past. There is no actual fear now. Please understand this carefully. If suddenly death strikes one, it's finished. It's over. Like a heart attack, and it's finished. But the idea of a heart attack might happen in the future, right? So, is fear, please follow this carefully, is fear, the root of it, time? You understand? Time. Time being a movement of the past modified in the present and going on in the future. This whole movement is that the cause of fear, the root of it. We're asking, is thought, which is time, the root of fear? Thought is movement, right? Any movement is time. So I was asking, is the root of fear time, thought? And if we can understand the whole movement of time, right? The time psychologically as well as physically, the time that takes for you to go from here to back home, physical time, to cover the distance, and the psychological time, which is the